I thought last episode was painful. As this episode proves, all white people look the same, but this is a new background and a new hair for all you people who think I'm a different person. Maybe, if you're new. Okay, so like last time, I'm going to structure this review by doing general overall comments on the episode, then tightening down and concentrating more on certain aspects and on certain characters in the story, and then I'm gonna, at the end, do my predictions and stuff. And also in this episode, I'm gonna take all of the John Locke stuff and all the shipping stuff and put it at the end as well. So all of you people who want to see that can go and see me cry and freak out about the hug and everything like that. And all of you people who aren't really interested in that sort of stuff can still enjoy the video without, like, you know, having to listen to stuff which you don't want to listen to. All happy? Okay, so Sherlock the Lying Detective. In my opinion, the best episode we have seen on this show since the Reichenbach Fall. I have not cried about an episode of TV since the Reichenbach Fall, and I don't think I ever will cry again. Until next week, actually. The final problem, don't let me down. There was so many reasons why this episode was painful in all of the right ways. And is that not just a summary of fandom? John, last week you were a twat. This week, you were my twat. No, wait, this week you fucking killed me. Obviously we saw the ramifications of last week's events, the climax of all those thoughts and feelings come through, and his anger with Sherlock in the morgue where he punches him. I gotta admit, Martin, when you start screaming, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Is this a joke to you? You had me crying, not for the first time in the episode, and indeed not the last. We also got an insight into his mental space when you saw all of the bits with Mary. Amanda Abbington, you are a fantastic actress, may I just say, and I think the interplay between the two of them was so good, and so, again, sad. This is the running theme for tonight's episode. Sad. Also, other amazing John moments in this episode. This whole episode was just a mess of amazing John moments. Sorry, who are you? I'm John Watson. The John Watson. The John. It's my blog. 3 Continents Watson. How you doing? Oh, it's good to see jealous John raise his head, not for the first and only time in this episode. Another incredibly sad and incredibly beautifully done aspect of this week's episode was Sherlock. The way that they talked and handled suicide and everything about that in this episode just... When Sherlock started talking to Faith and was saying how it's interesting the expression taking your life because who are you taking it from? Because it's not you who's going to lose it, it's the people around you when you're dead. And the whole way he was talking about your life is not your own, do not touch it, it is precious, just made me... It's implied, and it's been implied before, that Sherlock was and is suicidal. We can at least guess that from this episode. Whether or not Sherlock was spiraling down because Mary told him to or not, there is no denying that Sherlock in this episode was in a really bad place. The explicit confirmation that John was suicidal when they first met, so we saw that when Sherlock was at the door with Faith, and you see the quick, like, 1 second clip when it flashes from looking at Faith's cane to John's cane, and we see the parallels between the two of them. Oh my god, fuck me up. Other fuck me up moments has to include the final 2 scenes. Fuck me up! As soon as John started crying, I was gone. And as soon as you see Sherlock place the tea on the side of the table, I was sitting there going, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. He's gonna hug him, isn't he? I knew what was coming and I was not emotionally prepared for it. Other standout moments, Mrs. Hudson. We all knew Mrs. Hudson was a BAMF, okay? We all knew. However, I don't think we quite realised the true extent of this BAMFness. Sherlock Holmes, don't give me that look. You're not the first smackhead I've ever had to deal with. Do you have any idea how fast you were going? Of course I didn't. I was on the phone. Can't solve the case? Shoot the wall. Can't cook the dinner? Karate chop the fridge. I am now part of the Hudder Squad, whatever the people who have devoted their lives exclusively to Mrs. Hudson are calling themselves nowadays. We are also blessed to have seen Benedict Cumberbatch playing Sherlock, playing Shakespeare characters. Oh, and fuck off Mycroft. And favourite line of the episode, I'm just a cock. Sherlock Holmes, 2K17. The villains really made this episode special. Let's talk about Copperton Smith first. Apparently he voiced Dobby in Harry Potter, and now I am never gonna get that image out of my mind. It takes a lot for me to get freaked out by a character, and oh boy, did he freak me the fuck out. The writers based his character a lot off Jimmy Savile, which just added a whole extra level of creep. I think he basically spent the whole episode channeling his evil through his nasty yellow teeth. And I was okay with that. Vaguely, if not incredibly disturbed. And Eurus. Okay, despite the fact that your name is spelt the same as the currency of the entirety of Europe, which is a little weird. The actress who plays her, I am in awe because you play 3 characters in that episode, and not only did I not realise that you were all played by the same person, did anyone else think that she was Moriarty and you had to do like a quick double take that you haven't just been staring at Andrew Scott's face for the past hour and a half and having not realised? Speaking of Moriarty, was Eurus with Moriarty? We see her say that she got the original letter by Faith off Culverton through a mutual friend. So I think this mutual friend is Moriarty, because come the fuck on, who else is it going to be? I always question, why would they call her Sherringford if she was called Euros? There could be 4 siblings, because there's something comforting about the number 3, and everyone stops looking after 3. I think we're in for 2 extra home siblings, maybe even twins, guys. I've just looked at my phone. Perverted Big Tits is now following me on Tumblr. Thanks, guys. And now, what are my predictions? We still haven't actually seen what John wrote on that letter to Sherlock at the end of the first episode, so I guess we'll find out about that. I don't think Sherlock knows that Eurus is a thing. I don't think he knows that she exists. I mean, I know he was high off his tits, as they said quite a lot in this episode, but still, surely he would have recognised his own sister if he knew who she was, unless they hadn't seen each other since they were very, very young and he wouldn't recognise her. I guess we're gonna have to see the final episode to find out. And now, the John Locke part. This is my area of expertise. Why am I doing that with my hands? So many interesting parts of this episode. We see this episode through John, and we see Mary through John's psyche. So many interesting things to pick up here. Number 1, he's our monster. He may be a prick, but he's John's prick. Number 2, are you still talking about Sherlock? Well, no, I'm in your head, so you're still thinking about Sherlock. Number 3, the game is on. Do you miss me? So this is the moment where John and Sherlock and Culverton are in that sort of board meeting room, and Sherlock's saying you have like 17 minutes left until your life changes forever. And Sherlock and Culverton leave to go to the morgue, leaving John behind the room, and we hear Mary say, the game is on, do you still miss me? But John turns around and she's gone. So there's this whole idea that when he's with Sherlock, he sort of forgets his grief, he's moving on, he's forgetting about Mary because he's doing something that he loves. Oh my god, it's so sad and so conflicting and just so very, very telling. Also, the whole last scene, there is nothing which is going to elicit more of a Pavlovian response from John Watson than the text alert from Irene Adler. Oh dear. Can we please remind everyone that Irene is gay? Can we please remind everyone that Sherlock's gay? Can we please remind everyone of the part where John is telling Sherlock that he's not the man that Mary thinks he is, and Sherlock starts to say, you are doing yourself a disservice. I've known many people in my life and none of them have, and John interrupts him saying I cheated on her, and the conversation continues from there. But what was the rest of that sentence, Sherlock? What was the rest of that sentence? Are you okay? No, Sherlock, I'm not okay. And I don't think John is either. Need we talk about the hug? The hand on the back of the neck, the way his other hand gently moves up his arm, the way John leans his head against Sherlock's chest, and the way that as it fades to black, we see Sherlock resting his head on John's head. Oh yeah, and the man we both love line. Oh, we totally fucking skipped past that one, didn't we? We still have the I love you at the end. Who is that gonna be too? I feel like we're gonna be in a lot of pain very, very quickly. So anyway, those are my thoughts on today's episode. Sorry that was slightly rambly, but to be honest, I am dying right now. If you want to talk about Sherlock with me, talk down in the comments. Like, comment, share and subscribe. All of my social media links are in the description below. I will see you guys in the final problem. Holy fucking shit! Alright, I will see you later. Bye!